Hi Capricorn, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your February 2026 tarot reading. Thank you to those of you who have liked, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, it's a 12 card spread with each of those cards representing a different house of the zodiac. Starting with your sign, Capricorn, representing the first house, all the way through to Sagittarius, representing the 12th house. And once we get through all that, we'll actually pull an oracle card to put a bow on a reading. As far as the decks being used, for the main tarot deck, we have the Hermetic Tarot, and then for the oracle deck, we're using the Wisdom Oracle. But we're actually going to start the reading off by rolling those astrology items we have in front of us to get an idea of where your focus should be as far as that goes. Alright, so second house energy for you guys is Aquarius, and makes sense to see that come up, right? There's going to be plenty of energy moving through Aquarius. Currently, we have Venus in there, Mars is in there as well. Mercury, of course, is going to be, the sun's going to be there until the 18th of February. There's going to be a new moon eclipse in Aquarius on the 17th of February. So plenty of things going on in your second house for sure. Oh, and of course, Pluto as well. So yeah, plenty of energy going through that area. So it makes sense to see that come up. In general, second house points to possession, self-worth, and finances. All right, we have Mars. So yeah, so speaking of which, like I said, Mars is going to be in Aquarius for the entire month. Early in March, it'll move on to Pisces. So another indicator the second house could be significant. And then we have Cancer, which for you guys is your seventh house of partnerships, relationships, and contracts. Astrologically speaking, we have Jupiter there. It's still retrograde. It will actually start a direct cycle around the 12th of March, but definitely show that there's some impact on that area of your lives as well. So we'll keep all that in mind as we go through the main spread. So for the first house, we have the Three of Pentacles. So this is actually Capricorn energy. Makes sense to see this come up in the first house. And in this deck, it's referred to as the Lord of Material Work. So yeah, so this could just be saying that you guys might be more focused on your work lives this month, and usually with this energy too, I see it as building something that's long-standing as well and that you actually feel proud of. So that's what I'm seeing with that. All right, so second house, like we said, plenty going on there this month. And given that it represents possessions, health, worth, and finances, to see the King of Pentacles pop up here is a good indicator. So King of Pentacles is actually Taurus energy technically, but a fellow Earth sign like you guys. So yeah, so to see this come up here, to me, it shows that you're actually going to feel like things are pretty solid when it comes to your finances, right? Possibly as a direct result of the work that you've been putting in. But yeah, to see this here, I feel like this is saying that you're going to feel confident in what's going on with your finances, and also you might feel like you have some good creativity and flow when it comes to your finances this month too. All right, in the third house, which represents communication, short journeys, and siblings, we have the Blasted Tower. So yeah, so this is a pretty tricky energy to have here, but of course this does make me think of the fact that your third house of communication is Pisces, and we still have your ruler Saturn there until the 13th of February, and then toward the end of the month there's going to be a Mercury retrograde in Pisces. So definitely be some tricky communication issues coming up for you guys this month, so be on the lookout for that. I do have to say, looking at some of the surrounding energies, it doesn't seem like this communication will be with someone who's necessarily all that significant in your life. So at least I guess that would be the silver lining there. But yeah, at the very least, it could be an inconvenience and annoyance at the very least. And around travel too, I would say take a little bit of caution as well. All right, so for the fourth house, which in general points to home roots and family, we have the Ten of Cups. So very positive energy here. Also Pisces energy. So at least, like we said, your communication might be a little bit tricky this month, but to see this energy come up here is a positive, and this deck is referred to as the Lord of Perfected Success. So yeah, so at the very least, this could just be saying you might be feeling very comfortable with your home lives this month. Whatever you've built around that, right? Whatever you've been working on there, seems like it's going to be fulfilling. And your family ties could be solid this month as well. So another indicator, like I said, maybe there could be someone insignificant that you might have some harsh communication with, but it seems like the more important people seems like it'd be less likely that you'd have any fallouts with them. All right, in the fifth house, pointing to romance, creativity, and children, we have the Queen of Wands. So this is Aries energy here. And to see this come up, I feel like, again, like I said, I feel like there's going to be some creativity flowing for you guys this month. Maybe you're going to just have these natural, fresh ideas coming your way, right? Especially when you're within your home environment, then, of course, feeling fulfilled in that environment too, right? That could help these things flow to you more easily. But yeah, definitely looks like a bit of an action-oriented month. And then the fact that seeing this here and thinking of the fact that Neptune recently returned to Aries too, that could be part of what's bringing that creativity to the forefront as well. All right, in your sixth house of work, health, and daily routines, we have the Hierophant. So this is the major arcana energy for Taurus. So we first saw the trump card for Taurus, now we have the major arcana card. So yeah, to see this here, court card, excuse me. So yeah, could be one of those things saying that maybe there's just something coming to you that you can't even necessarily understand, right? It might feel like long lost wisdom that's going to help you in your day-to-day routines and your work. But again, given that it's a fellow earthed energy and in one of the earthed houses, it seems like an overall net positive for sure. But yeah, it could just be one of those things where, like I said, maybe might feel like something, or maybe even some information you've had that lied dormant for a while, and now for whatever reason it feels like it's going to be of use to you in the present moment. But either way, it looks like it's a net positive for sure. All right, so for your seventh house, which, like we mentioned, is relationships, partnerships, and contracts, we have the Ten of Pentacles. So definitely a good energy to see here. This is Virgo energy, and it's referred to as the Lord of Wealth. So yeah, so me, this says any kind of partnerships that you be engaging in will be positive this month too. So for some of you, of course, that could be a romantic relationship, but others of you, this could be if you have a business partnership of some kind as well. Looks like you'll see some growth out of that as well. You know, the Ten of Pentacles isn't usually like overnight success, but it's usually this long-standing, well-built stability that comes your way. All right, so for the eighth house, we have the Foolish Man. So this is the equivalent of the Fool on traditional tarot. So yeah, so this could just be saying that you guys might be more willing to be a little bit more adventurous and risk-taking when it comes to this area of life. So eighth house could point to intimacy, rebirth, investments. So yeah, maybe there's just something you're doing that's a little bit off the beaten path, at least for your usual routine. But if it does come down to investments, I mean, we see some solid financial indicators here, but I would say still be a little bit mindful around any new investments you might want to take on, just given what we were talking about with the Mercury retrograde energy coming up. But might at the very least be a good time to investigate those things. All right, so in your ninth house, which points to philosophy, higher learning, and foreign affairs, we have the Nine of Wands. So Sagittarius energy here, which is referred to as the Lord of Great Strength. So yeah, so to see this in your ninth house, to me says that you're going to be feeling pretty sure of yourselves, right? The information that you have, you're going to feel sure of yourselves. And then, like we were saying, it could even just be something that comes back to you that consciously you weren't even aware that you might have known, right? Or you just learned it so long ago that it's almost a surprise that you still remember it. But still seems like it's going to be helpful for you guys this month. And especially given that for you guys, Sagittarius is your 12th house too. It just might seem to come to you out of nowhere, but it seems like you have some connection to it from the past. All right, so for your 10th house, which points to career and social status, we have the Knight of Pentacles, so Virgo energy here. But once again, to see an earthed house with an earth energy in it, seems like some good alignment there. And with this, you know, usually with the Knight of Pentacles, there's the slow, steady progress being made. So again, like I said, seeing these pretty strong indicators financially, I feel like it's not necessarily overnight success, but more so something that you've actually had a hand in building from scratch. In the 11th house of friendships, groups, hopes, and wishes, we have the Three of Wands, so more Aries energy here, and it's referred to as the Lord of Established Strength. So yeah, so this could just be saying that maybe you're going to have these long-standing bonds, maybe old friendships, right, that you just had for many years, or the groups you've been dealing with, maybe you've been around those groups many years. But yeah, I just feel like this is just saying you're going to feel like you're on firm footing and solid ground with these groups, which is a good thing to see there. All right, and then for the 12th house, pointing to spirituality, blind spots, and mental health, we have the Empress. So yeah, so this is one of those things which could in a way tie into what I was saying with the Hierophant, where, like I said, maybe it seems like there's going to be this information that comes your way that, again, feels like something you hadn't actively learned, but it seems like you just did, but it lied dormant for a while. And to see this here, I feel like this is saying that, yeah, you might just be getting these intuitive hits this month that are actually going to benefit you, so definitely be on the lookout for that. Now, intuitive, you would tend to think more of the High Priestess than the Empress, but combining the Empress energy and its placement in the 12th house, to me, almost gives it a little bit more of that intuitive hit to it. And then also, the Venusian energy of the Empress is very receptive anyway. So that's what I'm saying. I feel like as long as you're open to it, things are going to be coming your way this month that might not even make sense to your logical mind, but actually will play out in your favor. All right. And from the bottom of the deck, we have the Four of Swords, and this is Libra energy here, referred to as the Lord of Rest from Strife. So yeah, so this is definitely an indicator that for some of you, maybe you've come out of a bit of a rough energy, but like we said, it looks like there's some pretty strong, stable energies playing out here. And for some of you, given that that's at the bottom of the deck, talking about basically rest from strife, maybe for some of you, this tower moment might have already happened, and now this is the aftermath of it. But we'll see what the Oracle card adds to the mix. So like I mentioned, we're going to pull a card from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck. So I'm going to give this a few shuffles, then we'll cut the deck and pull a card. Okay. All right. Take this card here. Let me get this out of the way, and we'll see what you guys got. All right. We have Loyal Heart. There we go. Here's the artwork, and the number is 35. So we'll see what this has to say. All right, essential meanings says fidelity, loyalty, devotion. The oracle's message: evidence of loyalty will appear in your life. Others will prove they are faithful to you, and you will in turn commit fully to them. There is a sure and abiding certainty in your heart. Know that Spirit is always loyal to you. No matter the outer circumstances in your life, trust and have faith, for you are eternally loved, always divinely protected, and divinely directed. So another strong message there, especially, like I said, as far as even if you do go through some kind of a tower moment, like I said, given that the other more or less relationship-based energies, like let's say a 5th house, 7th house, 11th house, 4th house, all seem to have pretty positive energies. So that's why I was saying it seems like this, whatever this is, might be around someone that's insignificant in your life anyways, which is the positive there. But that message seems to point to that general theme as well. All right, the relationship message says your partnerships, friendships, and romantic relationships all have many qualities in common right now. Honest devotion, faithfulness, and a loyal heart are being shown to you. Are you as loyal in return? Now is the time for heartfelt commitments and trusting in divine protection. Yeah, definitely a positive message there, especially seeing the Ten of Pentacles in your 7th house, which, like I said, it's not usually like an overnight success kind of thing, but something that's pretty long-standing and stable. So whether you guys are already there or if you're working on that, those both seem like positive indicators. All right, and the prosperity message says your long-term loyalty to your goals is becoming evident in a world of conditions where your aspirations for success assume form in reality. Success is finally taking shape. If you are loyal to your dreams, faithful to your plans, while remaining flexible and devoted to serving others, you will be shown proof of your true prosperity. This is a time for a joyful celebration of spirit, your manifesting partner. So yeah, another really solid message there as well. And like we said, it looks like financially things are going to be going smoothly for you as well. Um, so like we said, even if it's not like overnight success kind of thing, but more of something you've been working on building for a while, seeing those pentacle energies in the spots that they are seem like a pretty good indicator of a strong month as far as that goes. All right, but we'll wrap up there. So hopefully that message resonated with you guys. Bye.